Learning IDs channel. Presence. In this video I will share to you the important informations about child neglect. The purpose of this video is to raise your awareness of neglect. We will focus first on understanding child neglect. Watching this video gives you information and ideas of basic forms of neglect and what harm neglect can do. What is child maltreatment? Child maltreatment is any type of abuse or neglect of a child or young person caused by inflicting harm or failing to prevent harm. There are 4 forms of maltreatment: neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. Let's focus first on child neglect. What is child neglect? Neglect means the persistent failure to meet a child's basic physical and/or psychological needs, which results to serious impairment of the child's health or development. What are the indicators of neglect? Neglect occurs when parents failed the following obligations: failure of parents to provide adequate food, shelter, or clothing. Failure of parents to protect a child from physical and emotional harm or danger. Failure of parents to ensure adequate supervision. Failure of parents to ensure access to appropriate medical care or treatment. Reasons of neglect. Neglect occurs intentionally or unintentionally, but usually parents whose children are neglected are experiencing circumstances: deprivation, social isolation, substance misuse, domestic abuse, mental illness, learning difficulties, a chaotic lifestyle. Dimensions of child's essential development needs. Health. This includes a child's growth and development as well as their physical and mental well-being. Education. This covers all areas of a child's intellectual development which begin from birth. Emotional and behavioral development. This is about a child's emotional development and how this is reflected as they grow. It takes into account the child's temperament and how well they adapt to change and respond to stress. Identity. This relates to the child's self-image and self-esteem and children having a positive sense of their individuality. Family and social relationship. This is about the child's increasing ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Social presentation. This is the child's growing understanding of their appearance, behavior, and abilities contribute to the way they are perceived by the outside world and the impression they create on others. Self-care skills. This includes the child's developing emotional maturity and the communication skills that will help them become independent. The 7 dimensions of child's essential development needs. Children in need. Where one or more of a child's needs are not being met, they may require early help to ensure their situation does not deteriorate. A child needs support if their health or development is impaired. What harm neglect can do. Neglect is highly damaging at every stage of a child's life, and it can have serious repercussions on adult life, affecting relationships and a person's capacity to parent their own children. Key developmental areas: physical development, cognitive development and learning, emotional development, social development. Physical development and learning. Neglect may affect a child's physical development and health in any of the following ways. Neglect occurs when this happens. Total neglect. It is the delayed growth within the womb causing underweight babies with underdeveloped organs. Lack of medical care causing children to miss health inoculations and checkups. Delayed physical development, including faltering development, failure to thrive compared with other children of the same sex and/or age. Undernourished, causing inadequate growth and increased vulnerability to illness, infections, and accidents which damage physical health and in extreme cases, cause death. A child is neglected if they experience this. Cognitive development. Neglect may affect a child's cognitive development and learning in this ways: delayed speech and language, a lack of exploration, impoverished play and imagination due to a lack of stimuli, later educational failure, special educational needs, learning disability, poor life skills. These are the ways that a child is neglected. Emotional development. Neglect may affect a child's emotional development in any of the following ways: feelings of despair and suicidal thoughts, negative self-identity, clinical depression, an inability to regulate emotions due to a lack of caring, sensitive adult attention, low self-esteem. These are the signs that a child is neglected in emotional development. Social development. Neglect may affect a child's social development in any of the following ways: impacts upon emotional well-being, adverse effects on all a child's relationship, insecure attachment or bonding with parents in early childhood can have far-reaching effects upon the quality of relationships right through to adulthood. Those are the effects if the child is neglected in social development. Impact of neglect: poor mental health, poor physical health, high risk of substance misuse, high risk of offending behavior, difficulty with establishing relationships, high rate of suicide. Neglect affects severely to child's life. Keep in mind that neglect impacts the overall development and health of children, so it's important that you do everything you can to recognize, respond, and prevent neglect.